For most people watching a football game, the trenches can look like, well, a bunch of huge dudes just running into each other. Look closer, you'll see there's a whole lot more going on. The most intelligent position on the field even has its own vocabulary.
All right, I get up to the line, I wait for the center to get set, I get set.
You start to see where they're starting to lean, where they're starting to look to. I'm gonna make sure I'm comfortable with my stance and I can make every single movement I have to. Identify like what blitzes you can get out of that package.
The D-line is shifted to the left and the linebackers are rotated to the right. They're gonna stunt, they're gonna do movements.
Gap scheme, zone scheme.
Inside or outside leverage.
You got like a shade, you can solo it and give a double.
If it's a naked, if it's a boot, all that changes your footwork.
A lot goes into one play for offensive linemen.
But don't worry if you're not fluent in O-line. Even if you don't speak the language, there's one sure way to pick an offensive lineman out of the crowd.
If I was looking for a lineman in a while, I wouldn't look for what they were wearing specifically. I would look for one quick action. So every now and then we gotta do that little shirt pull to make sure it's not super tight on us. So the first guy that does that little shirt pull, that's how I know who the offensive lineman is.
Tristan Leigh is the starting offensive tackle for Clemson University. The Tiger tackle was a heralded prospect arriving on campus as a 5-star recruit and one of the highest-rated offensive linemen in the nation. Tristan Leigh has had success at every level and has the trophy case to prove it. Tristan earned Virginia High School Player of the Year and led Robinson Secondary School to the playoffs and their best season in nearly 2 decades.
At Robinson, I really found, I feel like I found my purpose and what I wanted to do, and that is to lead. Going to a big school like that, there's a lot of stuff, good and bad, that goes on. A lot of different kids, so I learned how to talk to a lot of different people from different backgrounds and stuff like that. I think it just gave me experience to do what I want to do, and that's, help people and serve others.
While he had opportunities to go elsewhere, Tristan chose to stay at home because he knew he could make it there, because it had happened before.
Jordan Stan was my defensive line coach. He's now the defense coordinator there. He played at Robinson, went on to be an All-American at JMU, and then played a couple years with the Giants in the NFL. And you'd hear stuff all the time like, you can't go D1 from my school, because in my area it's really popular to go to the private schools. And I just remember just walking in the halls and there's this big Hall of Fame in our thing, and his picture is up there, and I used to walk past it every single day, and I'm like, that's what I want to be like him.
Football is family for Tristan Leigh. Tristan's mother has been an ongoing source of inspiration as he's watched her battle MS while working multiple jobs, shaping the drive and work ethic he has today.
My mom is just, when I think of her, I just think of toughness. She's had her battle with multiple sclerosis, and you would never know. She doesn't complain, she just works her tail off. For me, I saw what that took at a young age. I'm like, okay, life is tough, it's hard, but instead of letting it be a reason for her to not do great things, she lets it fuel her to be great.
Tristan's father was a running back at the University of Virginia, teaching him the love of the game.
My love for football comes from my dad. As long as I can remember, we'd be in the car and, he's telling me stories about him hitting a dude on kickoff and knocking his mouthpiece in the stands. And we'll go out to games sometimes. Some of his teammates would come up to me and be like, dude, your dad is the hardest hitting dude I've ever met. Your dad gonna talk some stuff up, but to hear other people tell me, I'm like, okay, so he might be actually hitting for real.
But while Tristan's father played a skill position, Tristan is more comfortable making space than he is running through it. While in high school, Tristan was selected to play in the Polynesian Bowl. It makes sense that a star offensive lineman would embrace island values, because offensive tackles often find themselves on one, routinely squaring off one-on-one with the best the defense can throw at them. In Polynesian, malama means to care for and protect, something Tristan Leigh knows a little something about.
Unfortunately, you know, I had a friend, Adriana. She got bullied pretty bad, ended up taking her own life, and I never understood like why. I couldn't figure it out, and since that I was like, you never know that moment when like you sit next to that kid, not sitting with anybody. You know, you go compliment somebody, because everybody knows when somebody needs it. You can feel it. And you never know what that interaction might do for that person. Like, that could keep them going for 6 more months. You never know. So I'm very intentional with how I talk to people, how I interact with people, how I respond to things because of that pain. I always think in the back of my head of Adriana and how would she have wanted me to handle this? How would she have wanted to been talked to in this situation?
Offensive linemen are natural protectors, even if that's not what people see at first.
One of his teachers in high school tells a story about Tristan, because Tristan went to a school where it's inclusionary. When she saw Tristan and a few others on her list and she knew he was a football player, she put him in the back of the classroom for the first day of class, and she put a girl that had Tourette syndrome. She was really concerned that they were going to bully her. And she said the first day of school, sure enough, this student's Tourette started acting up and the class started laughing. And so she had been dreading this moment because she knew it was going to be an issue. And she said Tristan stood up from the back of the class and said, guys, this is not the way we treat other people. We're here as a team. And this teacher talks about how he changed the culture of that class from that moment on, and no one made fun of that girl again. And it's like he understood at a young age the impact that he potentially can have on others, and that if he leads with his heart, others will follow.
And you know, as I got better and older as a football player, I realized like I have a platform where I can make change, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I try to do, you know. And our team created a culture within our school where the football players aren't those guys that, you know, pushing kids and stuff like that. We wanted to protect those kids that didn't have a voice or felt like they didn't have a voice.
The field is Tristan's happy place. Football has given him everything: pain, success, victory, and defeat. But mostly, football has given him the perspective of what it takes to succeed. Only time will tell if Tristan and the Tigers find their way into the college football playoff. But practice makes perfect, so it never hurts to dream big, even if it's just a video game against your brother.
Yeah, so me and my brother, when it comes to video games, it's a pretty big deal in our house. There's gonna be trash talk. We know who's won the last couple games. Whoever wins the game before, the next one has home field advantage. Like, it's a big deal. He's made me quit a couple times, and I had a span of 3 games where I couldn't beat him. It can alter my day, so I'm ready to go up. I'm ready to go give him some work. You know what I'm saying? Do you know who you're playing at?
I might use Texas.
Texas?
Clemson.
Good hit. I got momentum now. We good. What I say, you know where it's going. It don't matter. It's film off,
Yeah,
baby.
we good.
Touchdown.
We got time.
I said Antonio. Yes, sir. Oh yeah. I'm out.
No
I'm out.
way, bro.
I told you about that Jay Hayes, bro. I told you about that Jay Hayes.
That's me. Let's go. Come on, that's user too. Let's go. There we go. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Hold on. A little rough in the kicker. I like it. Aaron Carter sack. Let's do it.
I'm gonna get it.
I'm willing to bet
All right,
that.
let's do it.
He's gonna recover. The game's over. Yes, sir.
Oh, dang, man.
It's gonna look good in real life too. You feel me? Good game,
Good game, man.
So, next time you're watching a football game, make a point to pay a little more attention to the trenches. Because the big boys think it might be time to redefine what it means to play a skill position.
I think it's funny how every other position except lineman is called a skill position when we have to play run in, pass too. We have to be so consistent, and there's little room for error.
We're blocking guys who are 290, but they run a 4.4, 4.5.
Offensive linemen definitely have to have a little bit more of that, you know, the grit and the toughness.
We're the last guys off the field, first guys on. We're going against, you know, big guys. Those guys are trying to crush the quarterback and running back, and we can't allow that.
The offensive line is where the game is won or lost. And for offensive linemen, that's all that matters anyway.
We're not the guys that are gonna get, you know, the notoriety. That's part of playing the position, and we take pride in that because we're the guys in the trenches. You know, guys can throw touchdowns and you know, catch deep balls and stuff like that, but football is one up front.
That's a must. That is a must. Oh, yep, 3X. Can be. Let's go.
Okay, so you got to make us a lineman.
Yeah,
we'll put a lineman up there. Just like this.
That smells incredible.
They all smell good, but like different at the same time. Oh, it smells good. All Cannon team.